Yeah, my question is, I work for a large freight company. We do supply chain for somebody, and we work over 40 hours, 8 o'clock every day, get paid an hourly wage, but they don't pay overtime, and they said it has something to do with a CDL license.
DOL, this is a Department of Labor, Department of Transportation, excuse me, covers anything having to do with over-the-road transportation. Is something that we see an awful lot of. We wish that we could help with that, but it really, over-the-road drivers, even the people working in the docks, are not covered by the FLSA, and therefore are not entitled to the protections under the FLSA. So, Robbie, we see it all the time. We hear that question all the time, and I hate it. I think it's a bad situation. It's bad law, but that's where we are.
Kirby, go ahead.
Kim, we ought to mention, though, that if you're operating a vehicle with a gross vehicle weight of less than 10,000 pounds, then that may not be covered by the Department of Transportation and therefore subject to the FLSA. So if you're driving a small truck around town delivering things, then you may actually be entitled to overtime compensation.
I was going to ask you, are there any other professions that you want to mention on the show tonight that you're seeing a lot more cases come up of people being affected by overtime that are not receiving the payments that they deserve?
Yeah, I would like to mention a couple that we're seeing a lot of. Now, one thing that I want to say is if you are in this country, either on a green card or even illegally, you are still entitled to the protection of the Fair Labor Standards Act. And we've just finished some cases involving restaurants and different other businesses that employ a lot of Hispanic workers, and those workers are still entitled to overtime. We're seeing a lot of security guard cases where they're asked to come in early to do what's called pass down, or where they swap information. They're not being paid for that. We're seeing a lot of managers in title only, but they're in there working, 60–70% of the time they're doing actual physical work, not managerial jobs. So those are some areas that we're seeing a lot of. Outside sales representatives, we're seeing some folks who are sales representatives from like the tobacco industry who we believe are not being paid correctly.